In this video, I'm going to show you the step-by-step music production process for recording artists. Now, if you're a recording artist and you're sick of buying beats, you're sick of paying for mixing, mastering, and you're sick of waiting to get your songs returned for you just for them not to sound the way you want, and you're ready to take on the full music production process and you know how simple it can actually be, what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to walk you through step-by-step all of the software that you need to get, and I'm even going to show you a sneak peek of how some of those softwares work. So by the end of this video, you can at least understand how you can start producing your own instrumentals and really start taking creative control of your music. So what I'm going to do is walk you through the rapid fire music method plugin checklist. This is literally everything you need to start fully producing your own music as a recording artist. If you want a copy of this exact PDF for yourself, you can just click the link below and go get it. What we're going to do is we're going to walk through every single thing step by step. Then I'm going to actually demonstrate how to use these things and how they're going to be able to apply to your music. So the full plugin checklist is just right here for production, meaning actually how to make your instrumentals. We're going to go to splice.com and we're going to go to Arcade by Output. For mixing, I use Waves Creative Suite, and for mastering, I use iZotope Ozone 10. So for production, we use Splice, and basically what Splice is it's a library of endless loops, samples, and sounds that you can use to produce. You can even get sounds from platinum and Grammy winning producers. The sounds are labeled with the key and BPM, which means you can put sounds together that will all sound great in your song. Now, if you check out their legal section, you'll see that you're legally allowed to use these loops and samples in your songs and even sell instrumentals with these sounds. The only thing is you're not allowed to take the sound and sell it as a standalone work as your own original work. So keep that in mind, but Splice is amazing. We're going to walk through that. Next is Arcade by Output. Arcade also utilizes samples, but in a bit of a different way. Basically, what you can do is you can easily change the key and BPM because the sounds will automatically stretch across your keyboard, which means that with just a couple of clicks, your keyboard on your computer will turn into a sampling machine. You can even take loops from Splice and drag them into Arcade and edit those as well. So we're going to literally walk through all of this stuff here in just a minute. Next, for mixing, we use Waves Creative Suite. What is great is Waves offers industry standard plugins at low, affordable rates. So literally for just $25 per month, you can have access to all 200 plus of their plugins. And these are plugins that have been used by big time producers, so you can get the same quality out of your mixes as major hits. And then lastly is iZotope Ozone. There's tons of versions. There's Ozone 8, 9, 10. I think they're on Ozone 11 now. So I just put iZotope Ozone. But it's one of the easiest ways to master your songs to translate to any speaker system from the car, headphones, earbuds, car speakers, and even live on stage. iZotope Ozone offers a suite of mastering plugins to give your songs that final professional sound. You can even use their AI mastering feature to get your song started and make the necessary changes from there. So this is what the homepage looks like, and it's going to look different for me than it would for you. So the way Splice works is it's an algorithm based on stuff that you like. So when you first get Splice, it's probably going to ask you like what kind of stuff you're into, but I've been using Splice for years and it's already it populates and shows me stuff that it knows I would like. So really cool. And when you jump into one of the packs, what's really dope is it'll show you like the key and the BPM, so you can start to like really mix and match stuff together. Awesome. So let me go ahead and just start showing you, for example, what something would sound like. Right? Super dope. And what's cool is it says D sharp 112. There's another sound right here, D sharp 112. Let's hear what that is. That's like a combo of a bunch of different sounds, probably including that one. Here's that bass. So we can actually just start there. Here's another one, a different bass. The other cool thing is you can actually, within that key, I can go key, D sharp. We'll just leave it right there, and then it'll bring up everything that's in D sharp. We can mix and match stuff. Sounds cool. Little guitar, sounds cool. Oh, that sounds really good. That sounds great. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and use Logic Pro. It doesn't matter what DAW you're using, whether you're using Logic, Ableton, FL, it does not matter. It's going to be really simple. So watch this. So Splice has a mobile app. Sorry, it's not a mobile app. It's an app. Mobile would mean it's on your phone. This is not a mobile app. This is an app for the desktop as well. And it integrates with your library on the browser. So when I go to sounds, it's going to take the sounds that I just downloaded. See, here they all are. And then essentially all I have to do, I just have to like sync locally and then just literally just drag them and drop them into my DAW. So I love that as kind of the main thing. So I'm going to drag that in. All right. Like that bass. Like that bass. Just keep this really simple. I know there was like a lot of guitars and I like that guitar the most. And then a vocal. Now, the only kind of small difference here was the vocal is in a different BPM, but don't worry, I'm going to show you how to change all that. So the first thing I'm going to do personally is just change the BPM of my DAW to 112 to match. And I can change these if I want. I'm just keep it real simple for today. The next thing I'm going to do is like this vocal is in 100 BPM. So all I need to do is just time stretch it. And in different DAWs like Logic, Ableton, FL, you can time stretch really easily. I'm going to do this in Logic, but if you're in Ableton or FL or something else, just go Google search or YouTube search how to time stretch FL Studio or how to time stretch Ableton. So really simple though in Logic. You just wait until, boom, that pops up and then hit Option and it turns into those two like wavy looking things. And then you're just going to drag it here to match with everything else. Cool. So I'm going to put a little loop, which right here is the bars to do that. And I'm just going to drag it out to there. And I'm just going to hear how everything sounds together. A little bit messy, but it's going to sound really good. Basically what I'll do is just to quickly kind of level everything out. I kind of want to pick like what my main instrument is. And I know this synth is kind of my main thing. So I'll quickly label it, the name of the instrument, and then what key it's in. Turn it down to make it sound kind of like nice and smooth. The next thing I want is I want to bring in, okay, that's the bass. So next thing I want to bring in is the guitar. So this is the guitar. Cool. Sounds really good together. This one is vocal chop, and that is in D sharp. Then we'll bring in the bass, and I'll just label it bass, D sharp. Awesome. Definitely like really cool because at this point already, like even if we don't have any drums, what's dope is like, let's just even say, for example, if I want to fully produce this track, we're going to do that. But if let's just say at this point you're a vocalist and you want to send off your tracks to EDM producers and you're a songwriter, right? And you're like, look, I'm sick of just sending off just my vocals as acapellas to EDM producers. I want to start sending off like demos. And if you send this to an EDM producer and say, hey, this is in D sharp and the BPM's 112, an EDM producer is going to, with your vocal, an EDM producer is like, oh, this is so sick. Like I can easily make a demo or a remix out of this so much easier. And they'll probably pay you more and you'll probably get more gigs out of that. Now, if you are if you're more of like a hip hop or R&B artist and you're like, no, I want to fully produce my tracks, Lee. Like I want to make these like fully my own. Great. What we can do is like from Splice itself, you can actually get drums from like pretty big time producers. So I work in the hip hop realm. What I'm showing you doesn't matter what genre you're in, but as an example, there are guys, there's all these different types of drums, but there's like super big time producers, like Murda Beats, Boy Wonder. These are all like, so I'll just actually go to Boy Wonder. He's a huge producer. He actually produced Drake's album. If you're reading this, it's too late. So this is actually from Boy Wonder himself. Other examples would be like Decap. Decap is a pretty famous producer. He's got a ton of stuff on Splice. His drums are pretty fat. So you've got guys like Boy Wonder, Decap, Murda Beats. These are kind of guys more in like the hip hop pop realm. Murda Beats is a huge producer, big time. So point is you can get drums you know, basically like one-shot sounds from these big producers and use them in your songs. So just wanted to show you that as an example as well. Now, next thing I do want to show you is arcade, because arcade is a whole nother beast that can really, really, really take your music to the next level. So I'm going to show you, just kind of going to go straight into it and show you what it looks like. Awesome. So what's really cool is arcade has got a plethora of different, these are called lines, and within each line, there's even more packs. So if I click like go to this page, each one of these is its own set of samples. And what's really great is you can actually change the key to whatever it is you're working in. So like we're in D sharp, major. How do I know I'm in major? If it doesn't say anything, it's assume that it's major. The only time it would be minor is if it has the lowercase m. So D sharp. D sharp is the same. See, I know music theory a bit. So D sharp, I know, is the same as E flat. So now everything I play is going to be an E flat. So we can play this. Now, obviously, like this beat's already kind of sounding pretty good, but let's say I just was working with just that. And I was like, okay, I want to find some other stuff that might sound good with it. Right? Like maybe I want to find, I don't know, a different guitar. So I can go to search. If I wanted, I can go to guitar. And everything's in E flat, and I can just play, hear what it sounds like. I can just start playing around with stuff until I find something I like. And you're going to hear a bunch of different sounds all kind of go on together. That's just giving you a preview of every single thing that's in there. So when I press play, and here it'll... That could be cool. Chill wave moods. Let's hear how this sounds. Right? And you just keep going and finding something. Cool. So I actually found this one called Exploration. So I'm going to click that. And as simple as just pulling up your keyboard here on Logic, I can just hit Command K. And now my literal keyboard on my computer becomes my MIDI keyboard. And what's dope with this pack in particular is it comes with drums. With a bass. And I'm literally just... I can do it like that. I can hold it, and it plays the whole loop. And if I want to see the rest of these, I just take this and drag it. I like that. I really liked a lot of these. So let's play the actual, like, just these together, and let's hear how this might sound. I think that sounds really good. That sounds great. I'm going to hit record on my keyboard, just using the letter R, and I'm just going to hold down the letter H. All right, let's do it. I'm literally holding down the letter H on my keyboard right now. I'm just literally leaving my finger. Okay, cool. So I let it go. I'm going to hit the letter Q on my keyboard to quantize it. It's going to look like just one long MIDI loop. That's awesome. So, right? So now that I've got that guitar, like we could call that guitar 2. Like I've got that guitar. I've got so much to work with now. Like maybe I want to work with both of these. maybe pan one to the left. There's so much we can do with this. I can duplicate the track. I love that electric guitar. Let's hear that. Again, hit the letter Q. I might rename that electric guitar. So now we've got a bunch of things to work with. And what's really cool is like, maybe, hey, in the chorus, this is what we're going to do. But then for the verses, maybe we do this. But now I have a bunch of different things to work with, right? So that's really the power of what you can do with just Arcade and just Splice, like just those two things. It's amazing. And another thing I wanted to quickly show you with Arcade, and then we'll kind of wrap this up just to keep this kind of short for you. You can actually take a sample from Splice and actually drag it into Arcade. So I'll give you an example. Cool. Let's use that and drag it in. And here it is. And you'll hear how it's kind of different. So what we want to do is, it says E flat, right? Like that's the key. So we're going to change the key of Arcade to E flat. And now it's the same. I'll hit generate sample. And it's an E flat. And now when I hit Command K, what's really cool is Arcade has now chopped this up for me. So when I hit like the letter A on my keyboard, it chopped up that sample. And there's different ways that it can chop. Right? I like chop the most. And then there's all these different effects too. I like modern lift. Right? You can play with it all you want. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but that's what's really great about just using just Splice and Arcade. And if you sit and think about this, we've got a beat here. Okay. Personally, I love the beat. I could write to this. I could record to this right now because I've got everything here. And it's pretty amazing because if you sit and start to think about how much money you're spending on your production, right? I mean, like if you're spending $500 plus per song for production, mixing, mastering, all of it, think about the amount of money you save and make back by being able to fully produce your own music with just these two tools that I showed you. Now, in this, we didn't go into waves and isotope because I think that would just make this a little bit too long of a whole of a tutorial, and I really just wanted to get you dialed in and introduced. But if you do want to learn how to fully produce and you don't want to just rely on YouTube tutorials and you want to really just get this stuff done, then I would love to have you come be a part of Rapid Fire Music Academy. I teach recording artists how to become their own producers at an advanced level in 90 days. And what's even doper is I actually teach you at the end how to start landing high paying clients that you could charge anywhere from $500 to $3,000 for, right? So where you're at right now, think about you're a recording artist. You might be stuck in terms of production. You might even be stuck with making an income with your music. If you come and apply to join Rapid Fire Music Academy in 90 days, not only are you going to be able to fully produce, so make back the money you've been spending on producing, but I'm going to also teach you how to monetize your skills. So not only are you going to make the money back, but you're going to get a positive ROI because you're going to start making money as well. So if you want to do that, click below and book a call with me to see if you're a good fit. If you are a good fit and I'm 110% confident I can help you at the end of the call, then what I'll do, We'll customize some strategies together that are going to work specifically for your situation, and I'll show you what it would look like to partner up. If we're not a good fit, that's fine too. At very least, I'll point you in a different direction. All right. Look forward to speaking to you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.